Hey guys, Connor here. Yeah, I'm not gonna go by my usual Star 6 Wars 1 name just because this may not even get out. I don't really know, but lately I've been having, how shall we say, creative problems. Well, to put it more bluntly, I have scripts that I'm working on and videos for recording. It's more like for reviews. I have one review scripted and that's it. So I kind of decided on a whim to just kind of look back into some of my oldest videos. Specifically my top 20 favorite anime as of 2013. Two reasons for this being: one, I'm going to be honest, this list is horribly outdated. And two, I don't remember most of the list, as bad as that sounds. So, this will be kind of a new experience for me, kind of the current me looking at the past me, and seeing all of its cringe too. So, let's just begin this tale. My copyright notice. Oh, I like the new design better.
Star 6 Wars 1 here.
God, I
And
cannot believe I
before
sounded
begin,
like that.
I'd like to apologize for all this copyright stuff that's been going on, and all the panic and
I
updates
remember
I've been
that
given.
copyright shit.
And
Thanks,
I hope
Fate
you can
Zero.
understand that
Thanks,
this is
SAO.
very difficult for me. And this is actually the very first time I've actually had to deal with a situation like this. Well,
Wouldn't be the
Match
last.
Content ID did happen to another one of my videos. It never affected my channel like this.
I
And I'm
was
hoping
devastated
that
when
this
this
will be
happened, to
a
be honest.
one-time thing. But I knew
Like,
going
this happened on
into
Christmas, too.
this kind of
That
profession, these kind
sucked.
of reviews, this would happen eventually.
Yeah.
And I'm not
The
surprised
bane of any
why.
reviewer. This will happen
But
from time to
all
time.
that said, let's
Even
just
now,
begin the
this would
countdown so we
still
can
be
be in a better
happening.
mood. This is my top 20 favorite
Oh.
anime. Now,
I am so glad I
you may
use
realize that-
images fully now.
Wait,
I
didn't
hate
you
this
say your
black
favorite anime
screen.
in the about
Ugh.
section? Yeah, but and it will be a spoiled if you probably know what it is already. But I will be going into the rest
Oh,
of
this is
what
so
ones I like,
awful.
and you're gonna be surprised.
I hate my voice
by quite
from
a few.
past me.
Now, to set up one ground rule,
Part of
I'd
it
like to
was a
talk
bad
about,
mic. God, what the
I'm
fuck
not
was that
gonna-
flickering?
So many anime out there.
I'm
that
so
will
glad I
never be able
got
to even
better
find.
editing systems
But if you
later
have an
on
anime you
and
like,
got,
I didn't
you
put on the
know,
list,
kind
mention
of
it to me
skilled with
because
this.
I'm always looking for more anime to
My
watch.
old videos look terrible.
Also, there will be a few ties in
And
this
the
countdown,
quality.
but this is kind of how my favorite system works. But just in case you want to consider them non-tied version, I'll put like for example.
Also,
if I was
got rid of
10
ties.
and
That
then
was like
2,
one of the best ideas I could have
10.1 would
done.
technically be the 11 spot.
Thank you, Marvin.
And 10.2 would be technically the 10 spot. That's how ties are going to work in this one. But with all that said, let us begin. Number 20, Rurouni Kenshin. Yes.
Rurouni
While I am
Kenshin.
going to be honest, I did not like the
I
early
can.
reflections.
You know what's
for
kind
it.
of depressing
I
is
actually
I haven't
do
watched
have a
Rurouni
nice soft
Kenshin
spot for Rurouni
since
Kenshin.
long after this list was made.
Now, to be fair, I
The
don't
most I've
think
watched
it's
is
entirely
Trust and
the
Betrayal.
series. I think the
Great
opening
OVA,
themes
by the
altogether
way.
are some of the worst I've heard in quite a while. The third part of the series, which some people call
Fun
the
fact,
season,
actually, when I was in
is
Japan,
a
I
little
actually
than the
did hear the
average
Rurouni
man
Kenshin Japanese
might
theme
want.
while I was walking down
Bad,
the street at one point.
But to be honest,
That was an interesting little
Kyoto Arc,
experience.
for me, the second part makes up for it completely. It is some
The
of best
Kyoto Arc.
shonen stuff I've
Pro-
seen.
Probably the only
Yeah,
Rurouni
considering
Kenshin arc
Naruto,
besides the Remembrance arc, I
seriously,
really
stuff I've
remember
seen Naruto
that
done.
well.
I think the Kyoto Arc
I
was
really need to
perfect.
get to the manga at a certain point,
That's
because I've
kind
heard
of
the
why
manga's a
it's
lot
on the
better.
list, but not any higher. Because really, I think Rurouni Kenshin's kind of skippable otherwise. But other than
Yeah.
that, let's move on. Number 19, Maharo Matek.
Maharo!
This is
Oh,
fan service
my
I've
guilty
ever
pleasure.
seen. And for a
Most
while,
service I've ever
hate
seen.
fan service.
You were watching
But
hentai by this
over
point, you
time,
idiot.
this grew on me. It's a weird kind of.
You do
foray
not deserve to
into
have that
this.
title of
At
the fan
first,
service
I
thing.
didn't like it. Then again, I was
God.
watching it at the same time as Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That
By the way,
was a
F that
stupid
shit.
idea, by the way.
Back to Maharomatic though.
Why did I enjoy
Um,
Maharomatic more? I'll never
it's
know.
Really, really good. At
It's not
this.
good at all. It's a guilty
To be
pleasure
honest,
at
this is
best.
more of a guilty
Jesus.
pleasure. I
Thank
acknowledge
you.
that some of the stuff
Past me.
can be downright horrible at times, and it's probably not really that good a show, but
No, it
I
isn't.
can't help but like it. Don't.
God,
be
these
weird for
black
that, but
greens.
I like this show.
Ah!
I don't know what that says about me, but I think we're done with this subject. Let's move on.
Thank you.
Number 18, Full Metal Panic Seasons 1 and 3.
God, I need to rewatch this one. I've actually wanted to rewatch this one since I've heard of the announcement of a new anime coming out for it.
I've not watched season 2 from Full Metal Panic.
God.
I've been very hesitant.
Still haven't watched
to
Fumofu, by the way.
because
Really need to get to
many
Fumofu.
aspects of Full Metal Panic.
I like Second Raid
Full Metal Panic isn't
and
that
Full
bad
Metal
a
Panic
show.
decently still. It's just kind of one of those things
I
of
actually really
I
like the characters,
really
the
need to
main two
rewatch it.
especially. But I can understand why people might not like this.
Sagara was the best. Sosuke
It's kind of
Sagara was the best
cliche,
thing about this anime.
And not everything is
Good
like
job to
God,
Chris
come
Patton
on,
still.
It's pretty dang awesome. And the Mech series is one of my favorite archetypes in anime, so this fits.
Despite the fact that you have
Overall,
not seen
not a
that
bad
many
show,
mech anime.
and that's pretty much why I
Including
like
the
it, is
most of the only
characters.
Gundam series you've seen
And
is the
let us
Seeds.
move on. Number 17, Date Alive. Okay, before anyone bashes me,
I actually put Data Live on here,
this
oh
show
my
is stupid. I fully acknowledge this show is stupid.
god.
It's stupid.
I've fallen way out of
so
love with Data
many
Live in
levels.
times.
But you know what?
I kind
I
of still
enjoy
have a
it.
semi-fondness
That's
for
kinda
it
part
just
of the
for
point.
stupidity
I'm
reasons.
not aiming for the best.
And
show
Toka can still
here.
be kind of
I'm aiming-
adorable,
favorite means
for lack of a better word.
And with anime,
But,
I look for three
yeah,
things:
I'm not gonna lie to say,
ending,
like,
and the
I-
enjoyment.
Yeah.
This show had it.
What was I thinking with this series?
Now, also, my favorite character in this was Toka, and
I love how even
she
past
was
me you can still agree.
adorable. Come on.
Still will agree to
I
that.
feel like she was just adorable watching her. Now, I'll be honest though, this show is plot is dumb, and all the male characters in it are
Oh, the plot is dumb. You
That's
do
what
not even
makes
know,
sure
you
this doesn't
idiot.
say higher in its status as a guilty pleasure more than anything else. But other than that,
Yeah, Data Live.
I really enjoyed
Would I
this
still
one.
consider Data
On to
Live
the
guilty
next one.
pleasure? I don't know.
Number 16.
I haven't watched it in long enough
Fate
time.
Stay Night. That's right. We have Fate Stay Night. Now, okay, first up, I'm gonna say this right now. Is it superior to the other anime? In my opinion, yeah, it is. I liked it a lot. I liked the characters for the most part.
What the fuck was I
Occasionally, an
thinking?
exception, but still, I really liked.
Seriously,
how the
what the
anime done.
fuck was
In
I
my opinion,
thinking with this
Studio
anime?
Ghibli's best work with animation.
Rurouni Kenshin Trusted Betrayal.
Really don't.
Ah, that was their best work.
They're pretty good here. As far as
Compared to Ufotable, I'd argue actually they're better, but I don't know. That's arguable.
is that it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel complete. It felt like something was missing. And to this day, I still don't quite know what that is.
Maybe, you
But
know,
after
it
watching
being
Fate Zero,
good.
I have a pretty good idea. But that's enough of this one. I really enjoyed this
Oh,
one, and I watched it
Jesus.
again in a heartbeat. On to the next.
I've never rewatched it, by the way. And now that we're done this part, let's go to part 2. Where I use the same fucking thing where I'll be using for many time to come.
Welcome to part 2, everybody.
God,
we will be covering
I hate the use of my voice in
15
this.
to 11. So, let's begin. Number 15, Digimon Tamers. Okay, I know...
Note on
Digimon
other
is a
anime I
kid
need to
show,
rewatch.
but
I will
the
still
anime
acknowledge that
is
this is
really,
actually a pretty
really
good
good.
series, but
At least
yeah,
in
this
my
needs a rewatch.
This is definitely, in my opinion, the best of the Digimon seasons. One,
Still
it's
hold by that
nostalgic
opinion.
For me, it was one of the very first anime I ever watched. And season 2,
Arguable. Digimon itself is one of what I kind of call the duo.
but not all of it.
Then Sailor Moon.
Tamers, on the
Don't
other hand,
ask.
I really like. It's dark, and
Tamers, I
like
think, is
dark
the
anime,
series that holds up the
and
best.
it's fairly
First
good
season,
with
I
character
think,
development,
kind of
good
holds up
animation,
as a
just
nostalgic piece.
overall, it's a good story,
Second
and I
season really
highly
doesn't,
recommend it.
and the third is where my
Moving on.
fandom kind of stopped.
Number 14, Sword Art Online. Okay. Before anyone says it, yes, I do think this is okay. Yes, the second half is terrible.
Oh,
But
I
you know
really
what?
did
The
put
first
Sword Art
half
Online
alone
on the
made
top
this anime for
14.
me. To be honest here, this is one anime
I hated the second
recommend
half even
to
back
people that
then.
really like video
What the
games.
fuck was I thinking?
Especially since this one handles some of the stuff very well, like the death aspect. I think it's
You
best handled in
fucking
episode
kidding
2,
me?
mind you, but hey, that's for better or for worse.
Wow, I become a cynical
I think
asshole
the best part for me
since making this
definitely was
list.
the action scenes. If
Jesus.
SAO can be
Also,
praised for
the
one thing,
fuck was I thinking with this
it's the
border
action
picture? It's like,
Heck,
no
even the
pictures
second
or
half
anything.
at least did those
I'm wondering,
right.
how did I not get
Albeit
copyrighted with this one?
it's
I don't actually know.
plot
Like,
and
legitimately. I'm asking that. How did I not get copyrighted with this
But,
stupid
hey, what you gonna
song?
do? It's not perfect.
Because I
but
fucking did it with
is my
fucking
number 14.
Fate Zero.
Number 13.
I'm not bitter.
Persona 4 the animation. Now,
Persona 4 the
series is one
animation.
that, I'll be honest,
I think
I'm
once I finish
getting more and
playing
more
Persona
familiar
4 Golden, I actually want to
It
kind of rewatch this one.
is one from the
I still
Shin
kind of
Megami
acknowledge this is
Tensei
the best of the
franchise,
Persona adaptations
and
I've
I
seen,
really enjoy it.
but that's not
Persona
saying
4 the
that much.
animation was my
That's saying,
introduction to
like,
Persona 4.
One's better than the
Though
other.
The series itself was introduced for Persona 3, and it has its own anime
Damn it.
moment. But that's for another time. This is Persona 4 the animation. And I'll be very honest here, I really liked it. It had
Actually,
reminders of me
I'll be
from
honest, I love the
Persona 3,
game. Persona
and
4
had
Golden is fucking
reminders
awesome.
Of why I love that. Other than that, I can't really
God,
say too much
this-
about without getting into too many spoilers. But that's about all I needed to say anyway. So, on to the next one. Number 12. Amagami SS and Amagami SS Plus.
Another series
Now,
I need to
this
rewatch
one,
at a certain point.
I was actually
Might
a
actually rewatch that
recommendation
sometime in
anime
December if I got
recommended
some
to me by
time.
a YouTuber by the name of Random Reaper. Thank you very much for
Ah,
recommending this.
Random.
I
One of
really
my
enjoyed
first
it.
viewers.
Now, what I really enjoy about it was
Ah,
really the characters.
I'm actually
and some
kind
love
of-
interests.
I
They
kind of
were
want
really
to see Amagami
nice,
to see
really
how
well
it would hold
developed,
up.
and for 4 episodes
Because
focused
it wasn't a
on
half
each
bad
other,
series from what I
that's
remember.
pretty impressive that I
Even
think
my
a good
views of
majority
romance
them
anime
well
have become
developed.
incredibly
Okay, some
jaded.
more than others.
I'm very curious to see if this
But
one will hold
I can't
up.
say that this is my favorite anime because I don't like the main character. And the last 2 episodes of season 1 and the first 4 of season 2 really grind on me and just I felt they were.
I really need to rewatch
unnecessary.
this at a certain point.
So I
That's
really can't
legitimately
praise
kind of one of
the
my
anime too
reactions.
much
I
for
am
that.
really interested in
But for everything
rewatching
else,
this
I think
one.
it was an okay anime. Moving on. Number 11.
Fucking hell. Hang on. Sorry about that interruption. Let's continue.
The legendary Cowboy Bebop. Yes, it is.
Ah,
that Cowboy
Bebop.
To be very fair,
Yeah, I'd
here,
still
and
say
this
it's
is my
part of my
opinion,
favorite
I
list
think
even
Cowboy
now.
Bebop at times
It's
is
dropped
more overrated
considerably,
than Sword Art
but yeah.
Online. At least with Sword Art Online, there are people acknowledging that it's bad. Cowboy Bebop is never acknowledged the problems it has, which are the first 4 episodes. And I'm going to argue some of the characters I don't really care for.
You know, that's
Other than
actually kind of
that,
funny,
though, I can't
is
deny I
a lot more
really like how
as
it
time's passed, you can acknowledge some of
And
the
a lot of
bad
the stuff
parts
it
of it.
does
Even back
does
then, we
well.
knew there were problems
The
with Bebop.
animation, the
I think it's a
story,
respectable anime for what it
and
does to the
when
industry,
characters are done
and
right, they're
I
done
think people
really
should
good.
watch it at least
Cowboy
once.
Bebop is considered a
I'm not
masterpiece
saying
for
like
a reason.
it. That's not what I'm saying
But
with
one of
Bebop.
the things I must
I'm
mention
saying
is
watch
I
it.
respect
It's-
Cowboy Bebop more than I like it. This is because
Yeah,
it
I
helped
kind of still
create
say in a way
the-
that's still true.
the
I respect
anime
Bebop,
later
but
down the
there are
list.
moments I kind of
But other than
dislike
that,
about it.
it's a really enjoyable
Specifically,
anime,
I'm not the
and a
biggest fan of the first
definite
4
must-see.
episodes, even now. And with that, to part 3! More of that stupid copyright thing. Like, I know I've not been
Welcome
harping
to
too much on
part
that, but
3,
it's like,
everybody.
ugh.
For this
bad.
week, we're finally going to be starting to get into the ties. We'll only have one tie for this one.
Why
The other
did
two
I
are the
have
part
ties?
But for now,
What the
let's move
fuck
on
was
to
I
number
thinking?
10. Number 10.
Redundancy.
Wolf's Rain. Okay, I'm gonna
Wolf's
be very honest
Rain.
here. I really like this series. I just like some of the philosophy
Oh,
of
Wolf's
it,
Rain's
and
been
I
a
really
tough one
liked
for me to try to
how
figure out.
the villain was
I
handled.
like it, but how
Actually, in my opinion, this
much?
is probably one of anime's best villains. Was Darsha the
Still would say that's kind of true.
And if you've
Darsha
seen
is
the
one of my
stories for the
preferred
show-
favorites villains.
Oh, boy, does he get off well. Compared to a lot of
The
other
fuck
villains.
was I saying?
But other than that, what I really don't like about the series and what prevents it from being higher is it's kind of depressing.
Wait till you watch Technolize, buddy.
Have the best
Then you'll be
characters.
depressing.
Though I do praise some, I don't praise all. And the music too.
Uh,
Well, but that's neither here nor there. On to the next one. Instead of just saying which one is number 9, I'm going to try and sing the first verse
oh
of
no.
the opening to this one.
You had a bad mic? No!
Yes, he on yes,
Oh
here
my
I go. Yep, that's right. It's Attack on Titan.
Oh
Now,
my
I'm gonna be honest,
god,
this
that was
anime
horrible.
Was hyped to all heck.
It won't be
and
the last
because
time
of
you'll
that
hear me
hype, I
sing in a
decided to
video, by
see
the
it.
way.
I don't regret anything. This has got to be by far
Wait a few years,
one of
wait
the
about a year,
best
buddy.
written
You
stories
will.
I've seen in a while. And to be honest,
God,
I
I'm
am
jaded
gonna
as
say right now
fuck
it has the best
sometimes.
opening I've ever seen in any anime. What prevents it from getting any higher, unfortunately, are the characters. A few of them are kind of problemed here or there.
Few of
And
them.
the animation, which is really kind of don't like it. Nothing against it. I think it's some of the best animation out there, but it's
Eh,
kinda
not
Gun
really.
Kutsuo. I don't like its unique style,
You didn't even
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
Gankutsuo, you
It's pretty
dumbass.
and that's why it's in the top 10.
You still haven't even gone past episode
That's
1.
why it is my number 9.
Yes, I am calling myself
Number 8.
my younger self a dumbass.
11 Eyes. Okay, as being one of Shadow Ace's
Oh, God.
favorite anime, why
I was part of that hype
is it
train.
So low on my top 10?
Thank God
Well,
I'm
gonna be
off
kind
it.
of honest here. I felt that
Persona
one of the
3 had
characters
a
kinda
similar
helped
plot
hurt the
and
series
far
for me.
better.
And
Yuka.
the last episode was kind of a one. Other than that,
Kind
though, I
of.
really
It
have
was
to say,
fucking
11 is a
horrible.
pretty underrated anime, and I wish it was more popular than it actually is.
Ugh.
But
Persona 3
maybe
versus
there's
11
some
Eyes.
reason that
Where I realized
I couldn't
that
tell.
11 Eyes is a bad
Uh,
series.
I wish it was more popular, but you know what? I think
It's
it
not
does pretty
popular
well in
for
almost
a
every regard,
reason.
except for one or two minor complaints I've already stated. But other than those, I think
Sometimes,
it's a pretty good
you
anime.
know-
Definitely worth a watch. Go see it. Number 7.1,
Oh,
Future
God.
Diary.
I
Now,
had
is
this on my
first
favorite.
tie when it comes
This
to
vile,
the
depressing piece
show.
of disgusting
And this will
shit.
be not the last one. but this has got to be
God,
one of
what
the
the fuck
most
was I
creepy series
thinking?
I've ever seen. It's also one of the first horror anime on my list. And
Oh,
I'm quite
man.
here,
Wait till you
I'm
watch
not a big
Higurashi, Hellsing,
yet I quite
Another-
like Future Diary. And this is also what I
Perfect
consider to be
Blue.
my final guilty pleasure on this list.
that guilty
do I
pleasure
like
part
it so
would
much?
disappear, and then I
what?
would
Because
fucking
in my
want to
opinion,
kill it.
It just
Actually,
doesn't
this
care
has
who
gone to be
you
one of
are.
my most hated
Just do
anime.
whatever the
Fun
hell it
fact.
wants. That's kind of why I like it.
It did a reverse Ava, basically.
At least some of them. Others are
Also, the main
assholes.
character can go die in a
And
fire.
I can't deny I really like the animation, the music.
Actually,
all that
except
stuff.
for 9, almost all the
It's
characters
on
can go
my
die in a
top 10
fire.
for a reason. On to the next one.
I still will not get
Number
why.
7.2. Pura Magi Madoka Magica. Yes, I
Oh,
love this
man! Did this
Now,
get
I'll be
trashed
honest
later
here
on?
and say this right up front.
I don't hate it like some of
The
the other
movies,
members
at
of
least the first two
TOS,
kind of suck, and the third
but
one is pretty
I'm
okay.
not gonna lie
Why
like,
is this one so much higher if those
blah, blah, blah.
suck?
Really,
Because
we all hated on this.
the
I don't
show is
actually hate
fine without them.
Madoka Magica. I've just
It
kind
did
of grown
perfectly
indifferent,
well.
I think.
It did perfect with the
But it's
sound.
fucking heavily
I
flawed.
think it did perfect with the story. Yeah, the characters at times can be a little on the lackluster side.
It's
until you
edgy.
got to learn their
Lackluster.
stories.
Madoka is
And I
fucking
won't
worse
deny some people
than
might be
Yuki
turned off by the
Amino
animation and
from the
first two
previous
episodes.
entry.
But get past those.
I don't care
and you
how
have
much
what
I
I
s-
consider to be a truly
I won't care if I get hate
brilliant
for that.
series.
Yes,
Up
I
there with
think
Attack on
Yuki's
Titan,
actually
some of the
better
higher ones
than
on the
Madoka.
list. But for now,
Actually, you know what?
7.2.
This is gonna sound bad.
and that's
You know, might be
released.
better than Homura. Might.
Number 6. Shakugan no Shana. All 3 seasons. Now, to be very frank here,
Season
this
2
has got to be
sucks.
one of the better anime out there, and it has the best tsundere I've ever
I don't
seen
really know what I
in the
think of
form
seasons 1 and
Shana.
3 anymore, to be honest, though.
And
God
you know what?
fucking damn it. Okay. I'm gonna go back. Nah, I'm just gonna keep
Out of
going.
these 3 seasons, the third one actually was my favorite. And I think it had the best action and the best character development. And oh yeah, I just love those openings and the characters.
I actually will still
openings.
acknowledge the
I
openings are
really
pretty
love it
kick-ass.
all. So much.
For the
Now,
most part, at
If
least.
I had to point out a problem with the series, it's the second season. The first few episodes of the second season.
First
are
few.
annoying.
How about a majority
And
of
they're
it?
a hard one to sit through. In fact, at times, parts of all of season 2 would be hard to sit through for me. Unless you like the slice of life aspects, which in this show I don't.
Honestly, Shotgun no
But
Shana
other
did
than
its action
that, I
better.
actually found this was a pretty
Try to think of its story
series
and it's a
well worth the watch.
fucking mess. Why didn't I have transitions for this? That I'm always gonna question. Anyway, final part, go. Finally. We're almost done this.
Welcome
thing.
to part 4, everybody. Now, for this one, we are going to cover the last 5 anime of this countdown. Now, before you guys
I
say
do
anything,
remember what number
these
1 was,
5
because it's
anime
always
have
kind of been the same for
incredibly
both
personal
this and the
attachment to me,
remake.
and I'll be explaining why for each anime. But without further ado, let's begin the final part. Number 5. Gurren Lagann.
Fun
Yes,
fact, this will gain
I
even more love
love
later
this
on.
series. I love how enjoyable it is, the action, the character.
My love for this is only
But
grown stronger
just-
with time.
So much love for it. The characters are all fairly well, and I actually have no characters I hate in this series, and that is
I'd still
very
actually
rare
say
for
that's
me.
true. None of the
Also,
characters I really
to join
like, but I
here,
don't really have a character
almost
I
ranked my number
hate.
2 anime. The only reason it never ranked at number 2 is the ending. I hate the ending of Gurren
Fun fact,
Lagann.
I now love the
But for me,
ending.
this is definitely one of Gainax's best works, and honestly,
It's
this
still my
anime has
favorite
a special
Gainax work.
attachment to me because it reminded me that an anime does not have to be dark to be enjoyable. Honestly, I was going through a phase where I was only enjoying dark anime.
Thanks,
And
Wolf's
Gurren
Rain!
Lagann came around and reminded me, hey, you don't have to be dark to enjoy an anime. And it gave me enjoyment on a really hard time of my life. So, I'll be honest, this one will always have a special
I'd rather not get into why
That's why it's
I was
my
having a
number
hard
5.
time that part, but let's just
Number
face it.
4.1.
Yeah, I was having a hard time
Code
when
Geass.
I first watched
Now,
Gurren.
I'm going to be very honest here. I think this series is pretty mature and pretty smart. Okay, I admit it's not
Mature-
the best anime out there, and there probably are
Mature and
better
smart are not
better
two
anime,
words you should have
but you know
used.
what? I really like this one. It had some great action, great characters, and was honestly
Arguable.
I also think this is Sunrise's best work, more so than Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be liked for that comment, but anyways.
No one ever
What's
actually
the first
commented
one
on me on
for this
that.
one?
Kind of
The main
surprised.
Character, Lelouch v. Britannia.
Then again, I don't
He
know
is
if this video is actually
probably
really
my
all
favorite
that
anime
scene.
character, period. Not because people would view him as a god or an
I was
immortal,
pretty unknown at the
because
time.
I view him as a
I think
flawed
even
figure.
now, this would
I
still be a
see
pretty
his
unknown list because this is
relationship
way back in the past.
I really back up his opinion because of those. True, I don't agree with all of his choices he makes, but I can really relate to why he
I still kind of like Lelouch in a way. I don't know if I'd say he's a favorite though.
And that's part of the reason why Code Geass is my number 4.1. Number 4.2.
Why was I thinking with ties?
Fate Zero. Yes. The most recent anime.
Oh man,
I
Fate
watched,
Zero.
And the one I reviewed. I did private videos. But the one I most recently reviewed is my 4th favorite anime. It's
4th favorite
probably
anime.
the darkest anime I've ever watched.
I am
Future Diary
still bitter
and
about
more
that.
than Madoka
Losing my
Magica,
first Fate Zero review.
because it was depressing from beginning to end, and
Does not
maybe
make a
sometimes
good
just as gruesome,
anime.
or sometimes more so than Future
Not sure
Diary.
what I think of Fate Zero, actually, to be honest.
Now, that's
Compared
part
to
of
a
it.
lot of the
The
other
reason
lists,
I
it's
really
one of the
like
ones where I'm
these
like,
characters.
I want to rewatch it,
My God, these characters
but
are either
as
fun
the
and
time is
enjoyable
recording,
as Rider,
I really have
Tragic
way too much on my
Arya,
plate to want to
Kiritsugu,
re-watch it in
and
December
Creepy
this
with
year,
Caster and
like I have in
Yosuke.
previous years.
And
So I might
honestly,
skip
I
out
thought
on
this
that.
was one of the greatest anime I've ever seen. And if it was a great list and not a favorite list, this would
I'm
probably
gonna
rank a
kinda
little
be-
higher. But for
I don't even
but for
know.
a favorites list, this list at number
I kinda-
4.2.
I still have some fondness for Fate Zero,
Number 3,
but not as much as I used to.
Clanad and Clanad After Story. Holy
Another one, how the fuck did I not get
crap.
copyright on
Okay.
this?
This has got to be my favorite romance anime, period.
Toradora.
To explain, this one has a really, really special attachment to me as well. The characters are so...
Oh,
I find
I don't know what I think of
Clan
Clanad anymore, for that matter.
I know people
I think-
play Nagisa.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact
honestly,
I've
can
become
relate to that,
so fucking jaded
this
to
one
the
has one thing-
romance anime.
one thing that
I think
tops
either because of my
any anime,
the fact I looked at my love life around the
my
time,
number one for this.
and the fact that I watched
actually
way too many
cried
shitty
in one of the
ones,
scenes
and
in
I just grew so jaded to it. I
I've
haven't
never
rewatched it with a
done
new
that
that
in
new
an
mindset in
anime
mind.
since,
I kinda
though
almost
Fate
don't
Zero
want to
came
either.
Very, very close to beating that.
I don't even know.
But anyway,
anymore.
Clanad also has, in my opinion, the best soundtrack I've ever
God
heard.
damn it, Heater!
And it's one I'll go
Hear
into
something in the
multiple
background, that's my
tracks
stupid
and
heater.
listen to over
Since
and
it's
over
not,
again.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna make this
And
an actual
honestly,
video.
that's why
I'm not even
it
gonna
ranks
bother
number
stopping
3,
here.
because of those
I'm just gonna keep going and.
attachments, because I really feel for this anime. On to the next one. Number 2, Trigun. Now, I've
Trigun.
stated before,
I'm gonna be
me
rewatching
and
this in the
classic
near
anime don't
future,
always get along.
but I will
This
say
is the
this:
huge
I love-
exception.
I still love
This
Trigun even now.
1998 anime
It's not
is
as
probably
high as it
one
once
of the
was,
best
but
anime
fuck it,
I've
I
watched.
still love Trigun.
Do you wanna know the
Dash
strange
best character,
thing? I don't
booyah.
quite know why I love it so much. I just
Because you do.
I feel so much attachment with some of the characters like Vash the Stampede and Nicholas D. Wolfwood. I can't help it. This is one of the best anime I've ever seen, in my opinion, and one of my favorites.
I'm not sure if I'd say best, but favorite? Fuck yeah. I'd still say that.
It's an enigma that I've been trying to solve for the last little while. But the special attachment here is Vash the Stampede. He is so likable, and I can understand his character so well. But enough of that. Let us move on to my number one. And my number 1.1. Ha ha ha, it's a tie! But for this one,
you thought you were clever, you weren't. Now go into this.
Masterpieces in their own right.
FFMA.
But enough of my talk. Let's go to number 1.1 first. The original 2003 Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, I love this series.
That still remains true.
One of the best things I've ever watched, and one of the most emotional I ever got. This also was the anime that got me back into watching anime about over a year ago. Now,
still watching it even years later.
Of the series, in my opinion, was episode 25. Yes, it was the Maze Hughes death.
You know,
this was incredibly sad. But
I know the heater just turned on and everything, so I probably won't be here by much, but I gotta just say something. And it's kind of a moment where I just feel a little sadder. I'm realizing how jaded I became after a while, and is it wrong of me to be kind of bothered by how jaded I became after a while? Because, honestly, where did I become so jaded in the fact that I had such a deep passion for anime back then?
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yes, if I was to make sure this wasn't a tie, this would still rank at number 1. For some
now that's been reversed with FMAO 3.
For number 1, it has everything the original did, and it has one thing, one trump card for me, and that is episode 63, the second to last episode. Really hit me in more places than I can imagine. It gave me such joy, such heartbreak, such heartwarming, and possibly one of the saddest yet fulfilling endings of any episode in any anime. I cannot thank that enough for that. And it's also the one that made me love anime. True, Fullmetal Alchemist may have gotten me back into anime, but this one made me love anime.
When did I become so jaded?
And that's the number one reason as to why
I don't know.
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood will
kind of bothers me in a way.
Number 1 favorite anime. This has been Star 6 Wars 1, and I hope you've had a great 2013 and hope to have an even better 2014. See you guys then.
I really have become jaded over time. I'm not saying as though a lot of what I've done in the past was great. I've made terrible mistakes like my Perfect Blue review. But it's kind of moments like these where I really realized that after a while I became jaded. I think a lot of it was just because, honestly, I just really had some trouble and just kind of, I don't know. I guess after a certain point, I realized that anime, well, it means a lot to me. A lot of series that I held in high regard didn't hold up for me, and it left me jaded and angry. Especially romance anime. But it's kind of sad sometimes looking back onto how it was in the past. I look sadly upon some of these things, like looking back at the people that inspired me, that I don't hold Shadow ACS in very high regard anymore, and GR Arcada, I barely watch his videos, if I'm going to be honest. Random Reaper. I don't think I really have talked to him anymore. Maybe I should. I don't know. Like, kind of fallen out of contact with him. And HS. HS, you've supported my channel for a very long time. And I know I'm not always the best person around, and yeah, sometimes I can be kind of a jackass. And I worry that I might offend you, to be honest, because I hold your opinion in probably high regard. Probably as much as I do some of my closest friends, and I do consider you a close friend, and I still thank you for supporting the channel for all these years now. And you know, I'm glad I went back on this video. I may not have gained any big insight into finding inspiration for the video, but it was a nice treat to look back on an old video, even if I'm kind of ashamed of it in some ways, especially some of the editing. That's where I got a lot better, but I'm realizing that I may have become jaded and I might be a tad bit more bitter towards certain anime like SAO and them, but that's part of growing. Sometimes things happen and life just continues on. Again, I don't know if I'll ever upload this video, but if I ever do, thanks guys for watching. I know sometimes I can be a handful, and yeah, I've done my fair share of not so great things, but honestly, you guys have been pretty awesome to me, and I do really, really thank you for all the support you've given to me all these years. And I hope you guys will continue to support me, and I hope to the friends that see this, thanks for everything. You made me very happy for the last 2 years, and I hope you continue to for the remaining years to come. I'll see you guys next time.